Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Bob here, and we're back in Wurm Online, as you can see. Before I kind of reintroduce what I'm doing, if you haven't seen the other episodes that I did of Wurm Online, I've quite a lot of queries about the game as to sort of why I stopped playing it, etc. And I thought I'd just cover that quickly at the start. If you're an old Wurmian, just forward a few minutes. you know. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that will disagree with me, but I kind of stopped playing. I mean, I stopped playing Wurm generally. I've got two characters. I created a new character. This is my old character. This is my first character, and the reason I stopped playing was because I was the game just wasn't providing the experience that I was hoping it would. And as I said, some of that was down to my expectations, over expectations, my incorrect expectations, but some of it wasn't, because I imagine that when the game first came out and, all the veterans started playing, it was to get to a point where they can build big towers and castles and all that sort of thing. But I imagine the experience that some people were also looking for was one of kind of exploration, discovering things for the first time, feeling like you're out in the wilderness, surviving, etc. And Wurm just doesn't provide that experience at the moment. At least that's just my own personal experience of playing the game. And I've had a few people say to me, well, if you look on the maps, look on the Xanadu map, there's like a top-down screen capture. Have a look at that. You'll find kind of wilderness areas, and I did that, and I kind of really didn't. It was certainly not for a new player anyway. It's, if you look on the Xanadu map, there are areas where there aren't buildings, but to be honest, there aren't many. And in my experience of travelling to one of those and frustratingly dying dozens of times just to get there, and then when you get there, it's really still not the experience I was looking for. You don't have to travel very far to see a massive building somewhere, or a road, or some kind of player interaction. Now that's not a criticism. That's what the game has developed into. And that's the whole point of the game. The whole point of the world is for it to be developed, to be inhabited and developed by players. And I think that's and that's fine. That's the problems I'm having. I think are partly down to the fact that the game is just not set up now for new players to experience the game as it may have been when it was first released, which is a problem, and I'll cover that in a sec. But it's just not looking at the Xanadu map and then going to a spot where it looked like there was no one there. You're always conscious of the fact that someone is just over the hill, or there's a road or something. You never really feels like that type of experience that I was looking for anyway. As I said, so part of that is to do with my own expectations. But I think part of it as well is the fact that I don't really feel that developers do enough to give new players that experience. I understand that, old players may say, well, you're not entitled to anything, blah, 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 and whatnot. But if you want a healthy game that's always attracting new players, I think it's kind of maybe quite a good idea to try and cater to them in some... Let me just see if my food's cooked. Maybe it's not a bad idea to try and cater to those people in some form. And rather than kind of posing problems and then not having an answer, there are certain things I do find quite strange. So the first one is to do with the deterioration of buildings. So when someone doesn't pay for their deed, their building deteriorates over time, as you would expect in real life. But it seems as though like part of the problem is the fact that it takes almost as long as it does in real life for buildings to deteriorate and decay. And I've seen a few videos. I was watching one recently where a guy was kind of doing some treasure hunting and stuff, and that was really interesting, like going and finding abandoned properties and just looting them, and, well, say treasure hunting, which is a nicer form of looting maybe. And that's quite interesting, and I like that as part of the game. But when it takes so long for properties to decay, it means that they're just always on the landscape. They're always there for that period of time, and so I understand that the game is aiming at some kind of realism, but it is a game, and it would be nice if maybe the turnaround where abandoned deeds just turned into wilderness a bit quicker, I think would kind of help. The other thing I've kind of noticed also, just from watching content and playing myself, is that there was I'm surprised that there's not at least a server where there's a limit on the amount of space that one person can take up. It's, I think the thing with games like this and Shroud of the Avatar and kind of sandboxy games where you can essentially like pay for land, you're always going to get people who are going to love it and are going to be really into it. It's all they play, and they invest all of their money into that particular game, whatever it may be. And that means that they've probably got a fair amount of money to invest. So they're really invested in the game financially and from an enjoyment point of view. And so the money they've got to invest in the game is quite a lot, so they're going to have big areas of land taken up just for themselves. Their deeds are going to be big. Now, I think you can pay for deeds in game from silver. And I guess you could get to a point where you kind of pay for your deeds just from earning silver in game. But I imagine there are a fair amount of people who probably buy silver off the store. So I understand from the developer's point of view, it's a niche game. The population is not huge. So someone with a big deed maybe spending some money every month on silver on the store to keep the deed alive is a good thing. It keeps the game going. It keeps it... it just keeps it financially viable, and I understand all that from a financial point of view. I can perfectly understand it from a developer's point of view, but I don't understand again why maybe there's not a big server where the amount of space that a person can have is just limited. So there's more space available for new players, and there's more space and it just feels like there's more wilderness available for you to explore. They're the couple of things just off the top of my head that I thought of that might help. It's like with the new server coming, like I was quite excited about the new server, but then I thought to myself, well, I guess potentially what's going to happen is that new players, rightly so, are kind of looking to recapture that experience again that they had when they maybe started the game. They're going to go and play on the new server with the advantage of knowledge and playtime, and this game is, a lot of it is about knowledge and playtime. There's the game. Did I? Oops. Oh, I've cooked all my meat. Okay, let's take that off then. The game is all about knowledge and how the systems work. And I just feel with a new server, I'm kind of thinking to myself, you're going to get a massive land rush by loads of players who know what they're doing. I've already got that experience, so kind of what's going to be left for newer players. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be able to do that, but it could be a factor. So another thing I thought of that might be quite a good idea is like when they release a server on Steam, maybe I'm coming in. I'm talking about this being ignorant of the costs involved, but maybe like create two big servers like Xanadu, or maybe even bigger if possible. I'm not sure what the engine is capable of, but maybe create two servers like Xanadu and just request that experienced players go to this server for your new start, and if possible, please leave the other server available for new players who haven't played the game before, or inexperienced players like me to go and experience the game. Maybe that would help. But but what I found in the game, I do feel that it's partly my expectation, and I feel it's partly the developers have kind of settled into it. It's a bit like, again, comparing it to another game, it's a bit like Shroud of the Avatar, where I feel like the developers have settled into, they're in a comfort zone where they've got a certain amount of players playing every month, they've got a certain amount of income coming in, and it's kind of comfortable. They don't want to rock the boat, but I feel that there's more that they could do to attract new players and maybe to give new players experience. Well, to give new players what veteran players have already experienced, because you're asking. That's the weird thing about these kind of games. And I understand settling into a comfort zone, and it's a niche game, so there's not a lot of money available for development, maybe. But I do also find it weird that you don't get more of a drive to attract new players to a game. And new players coming into the game, you're kind of asking them to have. What I feel is that my experience of the game is completely dominated by all the other players that have been playing for many, many years. And while that's maybe something that we should take into account when we come into the game, that's just how it is, and if that's not the experience you're looking for, don't play. I feel that's a bit of a narrow-minded and short-sighted view. I feel that maybe more could be done to attract new players and say to them, look, there's this world, it's a wilderness, go and explore it, have fun, learn how to play the game, just without the because the thing is that, I'm being honest with my experiences here. I know that people will disagree with me, but maybe I should try some other servers, but on Xanadu anyway, it's like living in Tokyo, essentially. It's like a medieval version of Tokyo. So you're sitting here and you're looking out, for example. So I know that if I build a boat and I think, that looks interesting over there. If I go over there, there'll be a building. If I go over here, there'll be a building. Assuming that there is a place to build a building. If you travel around the coast, you'll find buildings everywhere. And obviously I understand that, there's prime land. There's land that's got lovely views and it's located brilliantly for resources and that kind of thing. I understand all that. I understand why people have built on it. I'm not saying they shouldn't have done. But as a new player coming in, it is a bit deflating. So that's kind of why you haven't seen more Wurm videos since the last one I did. But it's frustrating for me because I love the game. When I'm kind of in it, pottering around doing bits and pieces, I've never really been into trade skills and building stuff in games before, but I'm really excited about building a boat. I've kind of built myself a small. I'll show you what I'm doing at the moment. I've kind of built myself a small shipbuilding, small shipwrights, which is, it is very small. But that's my goal at the moment. I'm building this, and in this I'm going to construct my first boat, and I feel quite excited about that. But what I'm less excited about is getting my boat seaworthy, launching it, and then sailing around and just seeing just loads of buildings. It's and I understand that that's part of the game. And it's an old game, it's an old server, so you're going to get that. But I do feel that there's probably more. I do feel there's more the developers could do to maybe give a new player like me the experience they're looking for. And I don't think it's a selfish request. I mean, I'm looking for the experience that all of the veteran players out there have already had, but doesn't seem to be available at the moment. But I understand that there are people that will come into the game and they'll wander around and they'll be fascinated by all the buildings and think this is great, and they'll build a little deed on someone else's town or whatever, and they'll be happy with that, and that's fine. But that's not what I was looking for. But saying that, I so much want the game to be that, even if it's only for 6 months at the start before everyone's caught up and and whatnot. I would just love to have that experience because I do love all the systems about the game. And I woke up this morning and I went and killed a couple of things to cook myself some meat, and I've done a bit of foraging. It's kind of like living a real medieval life, really. I woke up in my hut. I haven't got a bed, but that's life. And I'm looking around at the view and I'm thinking, oh, look at that, that's brilliant. Someone's boat is clipped into the land there, but there you go. That's, that's fine. But anyway, yeah. So now I've stopped moaning, and we'll get into what I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to do a short video series of me building a boat, essentially. So I'm not sure if any of you can tell me if I've done the right thing or not, but I get the impression that the Wurm community is brilliant, more mature, I would say, than what you would find in other game communities. And so I'm not sure if this is necessary, but I'm not going to be able to build a boat in a day. So what I was going to do was build bits of my boat, and yeah, maybe just leave them lying around. But I'm not sure if that is viable. I guess even the most honest persons, if they come down to a waterfront and I guess even if they see stuff that it's obvious where someone's building a boat, they don't know when that person's coming back or whatever, so I guess it's tempting just to take stuff that someone has built. So like my first plan, I don't know if it's necessary, maybe it's not, maybe I can safely leave stuff here and it'll be fine and then come back the next day and carry on. But my plan was to build a structure first to build my boat in. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. I think I just need to put on a roof, and then maybe a lock on the door, and then I can kind of start building the boat. There are certain things that are quite tricky as a new player. So I can't carry much without walking like a snail. So like getting lumber and bringing it back to build the boat with, and the structure is quite a frustrating experience. I guess ideally what I would have liked to have done is probably maybe grinded my strength up a bit first, so that I can carry more, but I haven't done that yet. So I'll leave that for the new server, maybe that kind of aimed skill gain, that planned skill gain, maybe leave that for a new server. So yeah, so I'm just going to finish the roof of my boat building shack, my shipwright building, and then we'll start building the boat. So this is kind of just an introduction to what I'm going to be doing over the next few videos, and hopefully I'll succeed. I'm not sure if I'm in the right, I'm not sure if I'm in a good place to do that. I'm not sure if all of what I require is going to be available to me, all the resources that I require. As I said, as a new player with low strength, it's quite difficult to go off and gather resources and come back again. It just takes so long. But that's how the game is. That's the mechanics of the game, and we've got to try and work within them. So yeah, I will finish off my shack. That's kind of the first step, and then I'll speak to you again after. Hello friends, welcome back to the video. So as you can see, I've finished my little shipbuilding hutch. It's fairly simple. I've got a lock on the door as well, so I think that kind of keeps people out. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I've got it right. So I've also started building the boat. So the first thing you need is 2 keel sections to put together, I think. So I've made one, and I thought I would show you how I do that if you're a new player. You need to pick up a tree, basically. So you need to go and fell a tree and carry it. Well, you could do it where you were, I guess, or carry it back to your building spot. I found that when I chopped a tree down, I was chopping down big oaks, and I couldn't pick it up. It was too heavy. So I stripped myself down to get rid of some weight, and then I still couldn't pick up the tree. So what I did was I just chopped it up a bit. So I chopped it up once, see if I could pick it up. I couldn't. Chopped it up again, and then eventually the weight got to a point where I could pick it up. So now I'm going to make the second keel section. So you need the iron hatchet. What have we got here? Keel section. What I might do, let's do this in the crafting panel, I think, maybe. Just so I can, if I fail, I can just then, keel section, go. Yeah, and so this will be my second keel section. So the boat is on its way. Yeah, but having to carry the, having to actually pick up the tree. So I tried to make the keel section. I tried to make the keel section while the tree was on the ground, and it was like, no, you have to pick it up. What? Okay, I'll pick it up. So I picked it up. I'm not too worried about the condition of the boat at this point, but I do. So the quality level's going down as I fail, but I do wonder what determines the quality level. So like the first keel that I made was, I don't know if it's, I guess it's a combination of maybe your the tool plus your skill, I guess, and like a certain amount of randomness. Okay, we'll just keep going. Yeah, the first keel section was like quality level 1, which was really crap. But I kind of managed to improve it up a little bit to about 7, I think, not too much. This is not going very well. One of the things I need to try and find is like a animal pelt or whatever, or animal pelt or whatever it's called. I've killed a number of animals and skinned them, but I've never got what's required for me to improve the items that then require that item. So I don't quite know how to get this pelt. I said I killed loads of animals, and I looked to see if you can craft them, but you can't. So I guess it's just a lucky drop, maybe. Okay, this is not going very well. Let's just do multiple creations. So yeah, so I'll have my 2 keel sections, and then I can go on from there. Oh, my fire's gone out. God damn it. Oh well, I don't think I probably need it too much at the moment. I'm hoping that I've done the right thing in building this, because I think because hopefully someone can't get in there, because I've got a lock on the door and it says locked. So hopefully, no, that's annoying. The quality of the tree is going down and down. I'm going to cancel that. The more stamina you use, the longer it seems to take, which kind of makes sense, but it also kind of, as a new player, it's not really worth doing multiples at once, because the next section will just take, oh no, come on, 20% chance, almost 20% chance. This is my what, 6th, 7th attempt? Come on now. Interesting to see what my keel section. Oh man. Interesting to see what my keel section quality level comes out as. I guess the chance of it coming out high is getting lower and lower. So, yeah. Keep my fingers crossed. Oh, there we go. Keel section. Oh, 1.11. Okay, so we can then improve that with a log. As I said, I managed to get it up to 7 before. The way improving works is, if you try to improve it and you get some damage, you have to repair the damage, which then will affect the improvement you've made. Only a small bit. Eventually, you kind of get it to a point where you can't do it anymore because you don't have the right item to improve it. So we'll see what we can get this one up. Oh, there we go. It's a nice little improvement. Improve. Yeah, so it's really physical work today, chopping those trees down, then carrying them down to the dock. Okay, so then we'll need to repair that and then try again. I do like the way that you improve things. You need different items. It's just that I can't get there. So I think with the keel, you use a log to improve it to a certain point, and then you have to use your knife to like carve it, basically, to shape it a bit more. So that's quite nice. Quite like the way that works. Oh, okay, we're still going. I think my other keel section is 7 quality level 7 I got it up to before I couldn't go any further. I do need to hunt out one of these pelt type things. Oh, nice. Yeah, so then I think I need my carving knife to... Oh no, what is that? A file? Ah. Well, it's blown me right off that as. Like the last kill section required a knife to do some carving, but he wants a file that I haven't got. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about that too much. Let's head into my little hutch, my little shipbuilding hutch. And we will... Kill section doesn't fit. Okay. I can't carry that much. Okay. Okay, fine. Obviously the kill section is... Can we drop the log? Now, can I pick up... Do I need to pick up the 2 keel sections to put them together? I'm not sure. Let's check. Create ships, small sailing boat. Okay. Okay, so I'm about to put... I'm putting this together. I really hope this is correct. I really hope I didn't need to do this over the water yet. This could very well work next time, but the boat is useless. Fair enough. Let's try again. I'm hoping I'll get like a keel section, like a completed one, and then I can start working on it from there. Is useless. Okay. This section's got some damage on it. Is that being created by my failing to make the boat? I'm not sure. Let's check. Okay. I've only got an 18% chance, so again, this could take a while. Come on. Let's have some good luck on our side this time. Yeah, so every time it fails, it's getting damaged. I don't think that's huge. Hopefully that's not a huge issue. I wonder if I can then I wonder if I can then improve the whole keel section once it's together. Maybe I should have done that before. I probably should have. I mean, the thing is, I'm just kind of practicing at the moment, trying to build a boat essentially. So I'm not too worried about the quality level, but I guess I could have improved all my tools and got these tools together, so I could have improved it to as much as it could possibly be improved to. This is a shame. Definitely doesn't feel like an 18% chance. You failed miserably with the sailing boat. Oh, come on. Okay. Stop. No, you carry on going. Okay, well, I will carry on repairing. I probably didn't need to do that, but, you know, I guess my overall kill section will be a lower quality level than I was hoping, but not just in this game, but in any game, I'm always a bit wary of percentages. They always seem way out of whack. I understand it's all RNG, but really, you know, almost a 20% chance. Let's see. It generally seems to fail you. Keep going. Jeez. It seems to fail you at any point during the creation. So, oh, jeez, she failed miserably. Okay, carry on going. It's a good. It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. My shipbuilding is quite low skill wise. I guess I could have did some grinding to get it up a bit. 3. Come on now, we'll get there. I know I'm going to put this video up and someone's going to tell me that I've made a massive boo-boo. I'm guessing like you pick up the boat, do you? And put it in the water when it's finished? Or there's some way of kind of loading the boat into the water? I've got no idea. Maybe what I'm doing here is a waste of time because there is something else I need to be able to launch the boat that I'm not going to have. But we'll see. I'm building it as close to the water as I can, so... Wowza. Wowza. This is harsh. Throw percentage chances out of the water. They're a lie, basically. That damage is getting up again, which I'm not happy about. Two, one. Way! Woohoo! There's my boat. Cool. I guess I can take it. But I will leave it there for now. Okay, so this is the end of the video. So I've built my shipbuilding hutch. What do they call it? My shipbuilding shack, as it were. And I've got my keel section for my boat started. So quality level 1. God. Okay. Well, I might be able to improve it, but I'll see about that at some point. I guess it's quality level 1. It's going to degrade over time quicker, which I was moaning about it earlier, but now I'm thinking, oh my god. Yeah, so I probably need to get the boat made as quickly as I can, just so I can do a bit of sailing and stuff. Yeah, so part 1 finished. I've got my shipbuilding shack. We've got an unfinished boat. We've put 2 keel sections together. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.